Hello there, Pony, and welcome to the 15th episode of PAGIE Time, the series where you pick the topics and I talk about them. In the last episode, I gave you all my tips for taking My Little Pony and Little's Pet Shop pictures, and you guys had a lot of photography tips in response. So here are 3 of my favorite comments. In the next episode, which will be in 2 weeks, we'll be talking about the highly requested topic of my clothing style. And if you would like a chance to be featured in that episode, comment down what your clothing style is. This episode is going to be a little bit more personal for me because we'll be talking about the guide to having friends with mental disorders. As someone with anxiety and depression, my friends sometimes struggle to understand exactly what I need and how I'm different from other people. So this video is not only to show that people with mental disorders exist, like me, but it's also so that people with mental disorders can show this video to their friends so that they have sort of an idea of how to help them. And remember, if you think that you have any sort of mental disorder like depression or anxiety or something like that, then you should definitely tell an adult so that you can go see a therapist who can diagnose you. But that's not the point of this episode, so let's get started. First of all, if you have a friend with mental disorders, then you should know that you shouldn't treat them any differently or treat them like they're special or strange or weird. Just don't do it. The only difference between us neurodivergent people and neurotypical people is that we have chemical imbalances in our brain and that cause us to do several things differently in our lives. And just because we do have mental disorders doesn't mean that we can be super successful people. In fact, even Albert Einstein saw a therapist for his depression. And also, one of the worst things that you can do is treat us like we're a burden. Trust me, however hard it may be for you to deal with us is in no way comparable to how hard it is for us to deal with our mental disorders. Just listen to us. When I ask for someone to order food for me at a restaurant, I'm not doing it because I'm too lazy to or whatever. I'm doing it because I generally can't order food at a restaurant. Most of the time, whatever you need to do to help your neurodivergent friend is not that much of a big deal, and you don't need to make it into one. A lot of us, especially the ones with anxiety like me, are prone to have anxiety attacks or panic attacks when we see something that triggers us. So if you notice that your friend is on the verge of having a panic attack or is having one, then try and act as comforting as you can. For example, one of my friends knows that I don't like to be touched at all, especially not when I'm panicking. So when I was having an anxiety attack at school, she just sat next to me and quietly reassured me that everything was going to be okay. And sometimes that's all we need to get through it. Of course, all of us are different. So if you know someone who has anxiety or something, you should definitely ask them what you should do in the event that they have an anxiety attack. But just a helpful hint, please don't yell at us. That's probably one of the main things that causes anxiety attacks. Another thing, it can be really hard for us to rack up the courage to try and actually seek treatment for our mental disorders. So if you know someone who is seeing a psychiatrist or a therapist or someone and is actually trying to help their anxiety, please be supportive of them. When I used to see a therapist, I used to tell my friends all about what happened because I thought that they would be happy to see that there was some progress actually being made. But a lot of times, and I'm sure they didn't mean it, they didn't really show any interest in it, and it just made me feel really sad. So be proud with them. If someone tells you that they finally were able to rack up the courage to talk to their teacher after school or something like that, and they seem really proud of it, then don't make it seem like it's not a big deal at all. But don't take this to mean that every time they do something that's slightly out of the ordinary that you should be really overly proud of them. That's kind of like a parent making such a big deal whenever a child actually comes out of their room. It's just really annoying and makes you want to do the opposite of what they're making a big deal of. Also, if you see that your friend is starting to become really suicidal or having really dangerous thoughts, then you should get help, because a lot of times we won't be able to tell anyone when we need help, so sometimes we need people to do it for us. Say, if you heard that your friend was starting to self-harm, you should definitely talk to the school counselor so that they can alert the person's parents. Otherwise, they're probably not going to know that they need to get help. But in any other case where it's not dangerous to them, you should let your friend vent to you. Obviously, if it's coming to the point where it's getting dangerous for you to hear all of their bad stuff, then you should stop. but just letting them vent a little bit and let their feelings out can be really helpful, especially if the person knows that they can trust you. And whatever you do, please don't abandon your friend just because you figured out that they are slightly different than you. That is the exact opposite of helping them. And if someone knows that you left them or stopped being their friend just because of their mental disorders, it's probably going to make their mental disorders a lot worse. But please, I don't want this video to seem like a list of things that you shouldn't do and should do. This is just a basic guide, and if your friend with mental disorders shows you this video, then you should talk to them so that you can figure out what's best for them. Because it's really not that much work, even if this video makes it sound like it is. As I said at the beginning, people with mental disorders are perfectly normal. I say that with air quotes. Our brains are just wired a little bit differently, and that causes us some problems. But that doesn't mean that we can't be great friends who are happy and have fun and do amazing things. We're just a little bit different. We have things a little bit harder. And based on all of the comments I've been seeing on the last episode, there are quite a lot of people who have problems with their friends. Just be as supportive as possible. Oh, and if you're someone with a mental disorder and you actually showed this video to one of your friends, please let me know. I'd love to know if this video was actually helpful. But don't forget, if you want to be featured at the beginning of the next episode, then comment down some more things that I didn't cover in this video. In the future, I plan to make more videos about my experiences with having anxiety and depression, since a lot of you guys seem to want that. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!